Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Cheeseadelphia, the group stage of Cheeseadelphia 2025. It has been an intense broadcast already. We've reached 6 hours worth of StarCraft, and we are merely only halfway through. We still have one more round of group stage and then the playoff bracket thereafter. So plenty more StarCraft to come, plenty more StarCraft on the horizon here. If you guys want to tune into a different series, I believe Rob versus Dolan is going to be covered by Dave Testa. We are going to be covering Future versus Gerald. Here we go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live. The bracket has been updated, and we have our results coming in. Let's go. We have our results. Okay, from the top here, we have our series, Gerald versus Future. Gerald versus Future, they're going to be facing off in a best of 3 in a TVP. Again, Future, I believe, did drop a series. Did drop a series against Foxer. So far, only Foxer has stopped Future. Meanwhile, Gerald is undefeated, completely undefeated. I feel like Future, he is the last chance here for NA to step up, to stand up to Gerald. Can he be brought down? Future. We'll find out. We will find out. He's gonna be the last chance, last hope. Likewise, we have Epic versus Pili. That was my second pick. I do think that Epic and Pili are gonna be quite. It's gonna be another quite close match. I mean, another TVP. So again, back to back. 2 TVPs ongoing. Wishing the best of luck. Scrolling down. Scrolling down, we do have Mango versus Clovis. Also mid-series, you have Snubdub versus Falling Ninja. We have Omni versus Enrage Zesty, or that's OP Zesty. We have Tempo versus S-Rever. We have Keyboy versus versus Awesome Sauce. Also currently ongoing. We have Dolan versus Rob. That's going to be covered by Dave Testa and the StarCraft historian. I believe they're going to be covering Dolan and Rob. We have Folkster versus Full Heart, Jehefe versus Akedon. We have Starkiller versus Chelsea Fan, Disrespect versus Flapjack, and Vast versus Warren. Again, these are the final matches of the group stage. There's the final chance here to get within the playoff bracket, to get it high enough in the standings to make it to the playoffs. Oh boy. Now, how big are the playoffs going to be? What's the format? I have no idea. I have no idea, papi. So we'll find out together, I'm sure, once the bracket is generated, once it all comes together, we'll figure it out. Until then, though, it looks like the Vitas are done, and we are jumping into our first game. Game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. Oh boy. Also, we do have a close-up on Foxer's head. We also have Beefy in the background. Let's go. Always, papi, always. There we go. You can hear the beast. We're jumping in to our final series of the group stage. Let's go. Is it just Swiss? Yes, I'm referring to the playoff bracket. As to I'm referring to how many players do make it through into the playoffs. Like, I don't know if it's going to be top 8 or top 4. Like, I don't, not too certain. But here we go. We're jumping into our next game. We're jumping into our next series and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. And I also don't know if it's going to be double elimination or not. But in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the American Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Matchwin Esports. It is a Future. It's going to be a short one because we move out with our initial SCV and we're setting up for a proxy. SCV does move out. And before we get into this, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as our proxy is upon us. Our Rax has been thrown down, and we'll see how hard we commit with this, because so far there's only this singular Rax. Only one SCV did move out, not a second SCV. And we'll see what Future has in store for us. Let's go. 2 gas back at home. We're going Proxy Marauder. I mean, this wouldn't be a bad location for it. We'll keep an eye on Future. I know the Future does often come up with his own builds, with his own style. Future, of course, he spent a lot of time in Korea last year. For those who are unaware, Clem, he went to Korea before he won EWC. He was in Korea for, I want to say, a month, maybe a month and a half. And he was there with Estrella, with Trigger, and with Future. They did form like this NA team house in Korea. They booked an Airbnb, and they all did train together in the lead up to EWC. In lead up to the World Cup. It is just going to be, okay, there's just a singular Proxy Reaper. So nothing crazy, nothing wild. With this Proxy Reaper, the goal should be to get a bunker up. Ideally, we get a bunker behind the mineral line to deny mining, to deny any kind of economy here. and to force a bigger commitment out of Gerald. Oh, SCV's moving in. There's a bunker. There's the bunker. The bunker is going to be covering the pylon, not the mineral line, or like a little bit of the mineral line. But the goal here would be to focus on the pylon and to deny the shield battery. Ooh, but the SCV is taking a lot of hits. Oh no! The RNG working against Future. The SCV takes a lot of damage and the bunker is denied. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, rough start here for Future. The bunker will not get up and running. And with that, he cannot force an overreaction. He cannot force out a shield battery. Reaper does pick in, but Gerald holds. He does hold on behind this. Okay, so if you remember, we assumed it was going to be Proxy Marauder initially. It was Reaper instead with a bunker, and we are following it up with Proxy Marauder. Okay. So, but que no los dos, papi? Por que no los dos? True, true. Why not both? Uh-oh. So probe, it does fall. And now it's not just going to be Proxy Marauder, because we have Hellions on the way as well. We're going to be rallying Hellions across the map. Starport behind this, all on one base, 1-1-1. It's all coming together. One Rax Proxy Marauder. I've never seen this. Yeah, exactly. Like, to echo what the sentiment in the chat, usually this is with two Raxes. Like, right? Usually with two Raxes instead of just one. That's what's quirky about this. But again, we are going to be rallying Hellions, so there's going to be a little bit more to it here to bolster this. As Marauders, they do rock up. Shield Battery is seconds away. Cashing the first Stalker, not bad. Shield Battery not just done. Oh no! Ooh, gets a Stalker. Barely to snipe it. Massive pickup, takes down the Stalker. Down to 1 in debt. The boys are being pulled. Again, Future hit just before the Shield Battery was done. Just before. Likewise, another Stalker has arrived. There's the energy overcharge. Does overcharge the Shield Battery. Marauders, they take down the Zealot. Once again, wasting energy. Energy's run out. He can go in. Yeah, he can go in. He can go for the dive. Shield batteries are almost done. He has to break through here and now before they're finished. Can he get on top of the Stalker? It's going to be close. Nah, it's going to be close. Barely the Stalker. Up. Does almost get away. Shield batteries are done. And now he's holding. He's holding on with the one Stalker. Second Stalker has arrived. Again, he bought enough time for the shield batteries. Just barely takes down a Marauder. God, jeez, the Marauders do so much damage. Boys are being pulled into Hellions. The Hellions, they pop up. Medevac has arrived. Saves the Marauder. Hot pickup. Oh, doesn't save the Hellion. Yeah, barely not, but it looks like he's done it. He has done it. He has broken through the shield barriers. They're out of energy completely. And there's only one gate. You can only warp in one unit at a time. Down to one Stalker. Warping in behind the army. Boys are being pulled. And, oh, he does focus out the Stalker in time, but the overcharge is a little bit too late. One Stalker left. And again, Future, he has broken through. GG gets called, and Future, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. That was crazy. GG, well played. Again, a very unorthodox, a very messy kind of proxy here out of Future. Remember, it started with proxy Rax, and it started with a proxy Reaper into a bunker on the low ground. That was denied, that was shut down. That was a rough start for Future, and then he pivoted away from that into a one base all-in with a 1-1-1 setup. With a factory and starport back at home with Proxy Marauder. And with that, it was so clutch. If you remember, he was able to snipe the first Stalker 1 second before the shield battery finished. It was like less than a second. It was so close. It was so close. Barely got that Stalker. Likewise, the Hellions, they played a really big part there because he couldn't pull the boys. Like, ideally, if you're in that kind of position, winding it back, if you're in Gerald's position, if you're trying to defend, if you're trying to hold on, you need to pull the boys to help surround the Marauder. That's how you would typically shut it down. But with the Hellions being there, you cannot surround the Marauder. You cannot pull the boys into that. Otherwise, you just get roasted. So he just could not really support the army. It was still a very close holder, very clutch. Shield wires were finishing up just in time to try to survive. Very close. Regardless, GG well played. Future, he breaks on through, and with that, we are getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Up until this point, he hasn't dropped a map until now, showing that he can bleed. But can he bring it back and make a series out of this? For Streamer Zone, it is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the American Terran representing Matcherino Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is Future. Here we go. Oh my god. So we are going to be settling in and calming down. And this time the Rax is back at home. This time no proxy. This time we're setting up back at home. Gerald, he moves out with the scouts. He does initially scout his own natural first, just to make sure, before moving out. And again, Future, he doesn't have to be cheesy, but he does have a lot of unique builds. I mentioned this before, like very briefly as we were getting into game one, but Future, he does often come up with his own builds, his own styles. He's a very unique player in that respect, very unique. And he can be a hard player to read, for sure. Like, he does things that other players just don't even dare. For now, Rax expand. Economic opener with a single gas geyser. It makes sense. Just economic starts. And upon seeing this, Geralt, I'm sure he's breathing a sigh of relief. He's like, phew, okay, now I can get into my game. And I will say that I do favor Geralt in a standard mid to late game. I said this previously, but Geralt, he has some of the best, mid to late game PvT in the world. We've seen him take down players like Bjorn, players like Cure. He took down Spirit earlier today as well. Like, I would say that Geralt, his best matchup is PvT. I would say his weakest matchup is PvZ. PvZ is where he struggles in a little bit more. That's where he does struggle. But PvT is where he thrives. At least in a longer game. And again, we'll see if he can get there. For now, we have our safety bunker on the low grounds. We have the initial reactor here on that Rax. Do we go for the add-on swap into Hellion production? The answer is, we are going for the swap. Okay. So let's go for the swap. We've seen a lot of Hellion drop plays so far here tonight, and there it is. We have reactor to Reaper, reactor to Hellion, most likely into a medevac, most likely into drop play. We saw Epic attempt the same thing, if you recall. The problem in that series was that Epic, he lost the first Hellion, right? He lost a lot of Hellions early on, so by the time the medevac arrived, he couldn't really effectively drop into the main against Gerald. Oh, double Hellion into double Widowmine. Okay, let's go. Does mix it up. So he doesn't go into 4 Hellions, so he's not going for a Hellion drop, mine drop instead. As he does an mining. Hellions that make their way across the map. The wall is solid. And we'll see how we use, or how we make use of these Widow Mines. We could go for economic damage, otherwise we could try to mine drop the wall, try to kill the Stalker, and then rush past. Like, there are different ways about it. I would assume we would try to break this position if we had made more Hellions. Only 2 though. Only 2, not 4. So just give me the quadruple mine drop across the map. Adept does the mining time. Is going to be dealt with. Future does move out. Third base not being taken for Geralt. Geralt, he himself did go for a 3-gate blink opener, so relatively safe. Relatively. Ooh, as does start down the medevac. Medevac taking a lot of hits. Wouldn't mind to do drop in. Oh no! Chaotic response here. No! The connections are brutal. 13 probes going to be going down. Ay. Chaotic response and all 4 Widowmines escape. That should not have happened. Not a single Widowmine goes down. 14 probes. Insane damage here. And with that, Future, he gets away with the entire mineral line, essentially. And this is a rough start. A rough start here for Geralt. Ay. Again, he was a little bit frazzled here, a little bit shaken when it came to trying to pull away. If you remember, he pulled back, then he pulled back in, then it was a very chaotic defense. And Future, he does kick things off with a lead. Does have a lead. And again, he preserved the Widow Mines, which is even crazier. Setting up defensively. Does set up, has a 3-1-1 follow-up, getting into tank production. And Geralt's in a rough position. Now, after all those losses, Geralt has to make a choice. Does he try to macro from here? Does he double down and commit into an all-in? He has more gates on the way, so it's going to be a 5-gate setup on 2 bases. All right, I guess on 3. Going into charge. Going to mass charge lots. Likewise, Future, if he wanted to, he could turn this into a 2-base all-in. Because he has a lead, he could try to kill Geralt before he stabilizes. Or he could get a 3rd CC. One or the other. Now he's got 2 more Raxes on the way, getting into a 5-rack setup. Considering the kind of play the Future is, I will not be surprised if he pulls the boys. If he goes for a stim +1 timing and just pulls the boys, and just commits across the map. We'll see. Oh, he wants more. He wants more damage, papi. Ay. Ready to boost in. Here comes a boost. Here comes a dive. And once again, he wants more damage. Gerald, he does pull away. Only 2 automations are on the low ground. Only 2. He's waddling in. Uh-oh. Oh, no, he wants the... No! He waddles in. Okay, does pull away. Ooh, does pull away in time. We want another double drop here into the main. There's still 1 Widowmine left. Headed towards a 3rd. And so far, Gerald, he does react well enough. He pulls away. Widowmines are cleaned up. Only gets 4. Only gets 4 worker kills. And this is the defense that we expect. So minimal damage, minimal losses. Unfortunately, this is after the fact. As Gerald is setting up a proxy gateway across the map. Here comes the move out. And Future, yep, he pulls the boys. As we mentioned, like, it makes the most sense here to go for a 2-base all-in because Future has a massive lead, because right now Gerald is trying to stabilize. Right now is the perfect moment to commit to an all-in to just go for the kill. Just go for the kill before Gerald stabilizes. And what do we have to work with? We have Stim, we have Combat Shields +1. We have the Raven, just in case. Mrs. R goes off. Or anti-armor missile, I should say. Connects with the sentry. The boys have arrived. Yeah, another missile. Ooh, does connect. And with that, this entire army is going to crumble. Yeah, the Zealots go down, the Soldiers go down as well. They do take down one of the tanks, but there's still 1 tank remaining. With that, going for the kill, going for the throat. Zealots, they charge in, but they do nothing. Yeah, they mean nothing here. Not enough Zealots. And Future, a quick series. He goes in for the kill, he goes in for the throat. Depowers the gateways. Breaks the main army. There's nothing left. There's no army. There's no army. Just probes. Probes and a desperation warping of 6 Zealots. That's all that's left. Ay. And Gerald is trying to catch reinforcements. But Future, he saves his reinforcements. He saves his production line back. He's crazy. Oh my god. And now he's just going further in towards the main base. We do see Gerald trying to buy some time, trying to pull off some kind of miracle defense, but it's not going to happen. Not against this kind of army. There's just too much man with gun. He sims, and he wins. Zealots are coming from behind. They don't get the tank. 1 tank goes down. A GG gets called, and Future, he will take the series 2-0, becoming the only one to take a series off of Gerald. GG. Yo, someone send those replays to spirits. Ay. GG, well played. As Future, he does claim the series, does take the win here and does redeem himself. Both Future and Gerald, they both did drop a map throughout the group stage. Remember, Future, he lost he lost the series against Foxer. Meanwhile, Gerald lost the series here against Future. So both have a similar scoreline coming out of this, but I believe they're the top 2 players of the group. GG, well played. So Gerald and Future, they should be both confirmed through into the playoffs, where we might even have a rematch. I believe because Gerald and Future are the top 2 seeds of the group, they will be avoiding each other, so they're going to be on opposite sides of the bracket once it gets generated. And we'll see who will join them in the playoffs as well. Let's go. Let us go. Oh boy. That's a lot of man with, it's a lot of man with gun, papi. Yo, Sal, let's go, papi, let's go. What? Where was Sal? Where was Sal at Cheeseadelphia? That's my question, papi. Ay. Where was Sal?